We try to be like them, like the people on the screen. And yeah, because the Western entertainment are consumed so much in Indonesia, especially maybe in Jakarta, that's why they tend to lean to what they see on screen to look cool.
So when we lose it, when we lose our local idioms, we also lose our ways to use the languages more fluently. And when we lose that, we also lose our ways of thinking in that languages. So I think it's also a related line. When we lose our local idioms, we also sometimes some kind of fade our cultural wisdoms.
It's not only about reading and writing, but also listening and speaking. So the students, the teacher, and the environment is commonly to use local language in their area, like that. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to Boarding Talk, and we are having special episode again. We are having Miss Rika and Miss Anggi.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so today we're gonna discuss about language shift. Are we losing our local languages?
Okay. Such an interesting theme for today. First of all, I think I want to ask you guys, what is your family local language?
Okay, for me, I'm a Sundanese. So
Sundanese,
yeah, I speak Sundanese. But my mom came from Java. She's from Solo. But I don't speak Javanese. So yeah, I just speak Sundanese and Indonesian, yeah.
But are you still understand about Javanese or not?
Only a thing or two, but not for like daily conversations.
Okay, and what about you?
Okay, for me, my father is Javanese from Malang, and my mother is Padangnese from Bukit Tinggi.
Okay.
But
are you still understand the language?
Unfortunately, no, because I rarely use it for conversation.
What
at
about
home.
you?
So my father came from Bukit Tinggi also, the same with Mas Hammam, and my mother came from Palembang. They still use it in daily at home, so I still can understand it, but I can't speak it fluently like I speak in Bahasa or English. But fortunately, I also have adding cultural wisdom because I born and live in Bandung, so I also understand and can speak Sundanese.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Like your mother came from what? Palembang, and your father came from Padang, but you're here in Bogor. So
right,
that's such an interesting story. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So actually, I based in Bandung, so
You were based in Bandung too.
It's I call it as cultural wisdom.
Multicultural.
Right, that's right.
Okay, but when do you guys use your local language? Do you feel proud or awkward using it in public?
I feel proud actually, but I think it depends on the situations, right? We can speak Sundanese like in here in podcast. So I think I feel proud. I think I feel proud when it's suitable in the occasions. So it depends on the occasion itself.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Yeah, I definitely doesn't feel ashamed of my culture. I embrace it entirely. I speak Sundanese mainly with my family, with my friends from Bandung. And yeah, I don't feel ashamed of it. I feel proud of it actually. But we still have to adjust where we speak it, when we speak it, and who we speak it to, because it's not really a formal thing to do when we speak Sundanese to someone who is not from Sunda, right?
Right.
So yeah, I feel proud, but we still have to adjust when we use it, when we use the local language.
Yeah, I agree with Anggi. It's not about proud or awkward because it depends to who you are talking to. If the person you're talking is Sundanese, then you can use Sunda. But yeah.
Right. I think the main reason why we call it proud and awkward, because sometimes in urban places we feel like it's kind of out of place because the environment cannot encourage encourage us to speak in our local language. So I think it depends on the environment to accept and to encourage us to speak in some kind of local language.
Yeah, definitely. Because in urban places, they speak mainly just Indonesian, right?
Or Jaksel.
Jaksel, yeah.
We know Jaksel right now.
Jaksel, yeah.
Jaksel
They speak mainly
English.
just Indonesian or sometimes mix them with English.
Right.
And we feel awkward because, not because we are ashamed, but because it's not really the place where they can speak it, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Talking about Jaksel again, I think it's a common way for Gen Z, like talking in Sunda and then English, Bahasa and English, and we kind of mix the language to feel more adaptable to the society, I think. And I think the rise of Jaksel English trend has gradually made our local language less frequently used or even begin to fade. And are you guys aware of these situations?
Well, what about you, Hammam?
The rise of the Jaksel English trend has gradually made local language less frequently used. I think Jakarta, it's about Jakarta itself. Jakarta using Betawi, right? The tradition is Betawi, but Betawi people are slowly get out from Jakarta, and yeah, because of it, that Betawi tradition, Betawi language are not common usually in Jaksel.
For me, I think this Jaksel, Jakarta Selatan English, is because Jakarta is our, what do you call it, Ibu Kota?
Right, we call it Jakarta.
Jakarta. I mean, Jakarta is Jakarta. It's the center of this Indonesian society, right? It's where we develop most, and it's where the globalization happened, mainly in Indonesia. Like, if there are development changes, it is used first in Jakarta.
Right.
And I think the Jakartans people, they have to adapt to it fast. And the English thingy is not really something that I think they weren't meant to be something to erase our local language. It just, they have to adapt to it fast. And the result is they use Indonesian and English mostly. And because of the people that are in Jakarta, they are multicultural. They are from Sunda, they are from Padang too. And they can't really use their local language. That's why Indonesian is the main language and they mix it with English because the globalization happened fastly in Jakarta. What about you, Karika? What do you think?
I think the shifting between the Bahasa and Jaksel English is because social trends are really powerful. Because we know that this kind of thing becomes a social currency to feel cool in the circle, to feel cool in the environment. And when that thing happens, the local language lose that visibility. So I think it becomes our responsibility to balance the situations.
I agree.
And talking about that, do you think that shifting globalizations and something like that is natural for us in these situations?
Yeah, definitely. I think language itself, it is some kind of result of evolution, right?
Right.
The first human, they don't speak English. The first
They don't even
human,
speak.
they don't even speak. They just communicate with their hands, their body. And I think it is inevitable for us to have language shifting. But I agree with Karika. It is our responsibility to nurture our local language too. What about you, Hammam?
Yeah, language shifting. Yeah, you said before that before humans are using their gesture to communicate, and of course, language is one of the way to communicate with others. And for the evolution. I think local language are also important to keep for ourselves because it's our nature language and our mother language.
Okay, I think talking about a language shift as natural or not, obviously it's natural, but disappearing is not. So I think evolution should expand our linguistic skills, not to fading the other one.
Yeah.
So talking about is it natural or not, obviously it's natural. And I think it's also influenced by how media and pop cultures reinforce the dominance of Indonesian and English. So it becomes more natural because we always get influenced by that. And what do you think about the media and pop cultures reinforce the dominance of the language itself?
Definitely. I definitely think that the media and pop culture reinforce the shape of Indonesian English situation because me personally, I consume entertainment from the Western, like from America, Hollywood, from European. I consume their entertainment, their movies, their songs, and it shapes what we think as cool, and we try to be like them, like the people on the screen. And yeah, because the Western entertainment are consumed so much in Indonesia, especially maybe in Jakarta, that's why they tend to lean to what they see on screen to look cool. What about you, Hammam?
Yeah, nowadays it's not only English, Korean, Japanese, and their culture are mixing with us. Like people are using Gencana and others. So the culture and the language are mixing with Indonesian. And how about you?
I think how the media and pop culture reinforce the dominance is because media always prioritize what is the center of attention. Media should always prioritize something that can bring up a bigger audience. Like maybe in Western, maybe in Korean, a lot of people knowing it cool as a part of our culture. So I think that is also influence the dominance of using English and Indonesians in our country. So I think that also lead us to multilingualisms, right? And I think that is part of our culture right now. And do you think it is a form of pride, or does it create social confusions?
Yeah. What about you, Hammam?
For me personally, it creates social confusion. Social confusion because like I didn't watch K-drama, K-pop, or anything like that, but people are using it, and it makes me confused because when people say Inchana, we, or something like that, I didn't understand. So it makes me confused. But because of it, I want to know. Because people are using it, I want to know, and I learn about other language.
What about you, Monica?
I think multilingualism is some kind of pride for me because I can know and I can understand other cultural wisdoms, other cultural things from other country, and also that thing make us more adaptable to the situations. We can't always keep ourselves to the globalizations, to the changes. So I think multilingualism make us more adaptable. But social confusion can be also a thing that we need to aware because we're not balanced in our daily life, our daily conversations. So I think it depends on us again how we can taught ourselves to balance the local language and the multilingualism itself.
Yeah. Well, for me, there's an interesting side of the story because for me, speaking English was not really a pride back at the time when I was younger, because whenever I tried to speak English, they would try to like mock me, like, why are you using English? Kamu sok banget bahasa Inggris, gitu kan. But yeah, I think at that time it was more of like social confusion because the people don't really understand it. My friends
Right.
at school, they don't really understand it, and I think that's also one of their coping mechanism, so that they could understand what I was saying in Indonesian. So at the time, because people don't really understand it, that's hence there's a social confusion. But as time goes by, I think speaking many languages, not only English, is one of our pride. Yeah, it is our pride because there's an achievement of speaking languages. It's not really something that you can do since you were born. It's something that you achieve by learning, and that's an achievement by itself. So I think as time as time goes by, multilingualism is a pride for me. Yeah.
I think that is the reason also how people right now expect us as Gen Z or maybe another generations that happen right now to have multiple languages, right? So I think that is also maybe possible for us to maintain multiple languages if related to you, if we accept good environment to encourage us to speak in multilingualisms or multiple languages. So I think that is the thing that we need to aware also if we want to keep the Gen Z or other generations feel proud, feel okay, and want to have the encouragement from themselves to always learn something. We need to also give them a good environment to give them out their capabilities.
Yeah, I also think the same. I think mainly for Gen Z, we are expected to do more than our previous generations. Right. And I think the previous generation, they don't really speak English that much, right? So in this context, like Gen Z are expected to do more, and we have to maintain like daily conversation, whether it's Indonesian or our local language, but plus English or other languages. And there are also demands from our work environment, right? From our work environment, there are also jobs that only accept candidates who can use English or Mandarin or German, right? So yeah, I think it is possible for Gen Z to maintain multiple languages, and we are expected to do so.
Yeah.
What about you?
Of course, Gen Z expected to maintain multiple languages because there are so many platforms to learn. Not just to learn, but to communicate, like media social. We are now can use it and to other nations, playing games and others community. So right there we can communicate and talk with other nation, like English, with German, with Japanese and others. Gen
All
Z,
in all, I think it is reasonable for us to expect the younger generations to have more capabilities than us.
Right.
And I think talking about Gen Z, we know about idioms, right? Or we making jokes with idioms and something like that. And what do you guys think? Are we losing cultural wisdoms when our local idioms disappear, or is it not?
What about you, Hammam?
Losing cultural wisdom? I don't think so, because in Indonesia we have Pancasila, right? And of course, right here at ICMS we have it is a boarding school that we taught about discipline, wisdom, and 24/7 the students are right here. So we can teach about norms and the right thing to do to the students at here.
Okay, what about you, Barka?
Okay, for me, maybe a different sides from Hammam. Here, I think absolutely when local idioms disappear, we also losing our cultural wisdoms because I think local idioms contained jokes, contains cultural sides, and contains a word view from our locals think. So when we lose it, when we lose our local idioms, we also lose our ways to use the languages more fluently. And when we lose that, we also lose our ways of thinking in that languages. So I think it's also a related line. When we lose our local idioms, we also sometimes some kind of fade our cultural wisdoms.
Yeah, well, I think for me, I also agree with Karika because local idiom it's not really words. Like we speak Sundanese, we speak our local language, but daily daily case, it's not really, we don't really include idioms, right? But I think idioms are not really words that we speak daily. However, they contain the norms that the culture are having. Like for Indonesian, maybe there's like an example di mana bumi dipijak, di situ langit dijunjung, something like that. It's not really an Indonesian word only. Like people understand it, but we know that it's Indonesian norm, Indonesian people norm. And I think if we lose, if the local idiom disappear, we also lose sight of the cultural side from the local languages. That's why it is connected to local wisdom. If the local idiom disappear, then the cultural wisdom, they also are fading away.
Yeah, that is interesting. And maybe related to that, do you think that bahasa can fully replace with other local language or with other languages, international languages, expressive depth? What do you think about that?
Can bahasa Indonesia fully replace local languages, expressive depths? I don't really think bahasa Indonesia can replace wholly our local languages expressive depth, because we also know, like as a Sundanese myself, I speak Sundanese, there are different type of falling, if you know, there are different type of falling in Sundanese, but we can't really express it in Indonesia. It's just a small example, like, oh, dia tikus ruk, and it's not really something that can be described in Indonesian. We just say that they fell, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's for such small examples, and there are many more. We can see that there are depths that cannot be explained fully in Indonesia, nor English or nor other languages in the world. What about you?
For me, no. Bahasa cannot fully replace the local languages expressive depth, because I think every language carries us emotionally.
Yeah.
We know that bahasa unifies us as an people in Indonesia, but our local language is our truly colors, right? So all in all, I think bahasa cannot replace our color in our local language.
Yeah, I agree, because in like Anggi said that in Sundanese, in Javanese, there are many types of language. Like there's soft one to the elder and to normal to our age, same age, and harsh to younger from us. Like makan, dahar, tuang. It's different, right? But in English or in bahasa, we just say makan or eat. So yeah, I think that bahasa cannot fully replace our local language expressive depth.
But I think in reality right now, like me, we learn about Sundanese, we learn about the Javanese, we learn some kind of international languages in our school. And do you think it can it be our task, our step to survive the languages in our environment, if it's only use for our school assignment or maybe in special occasions like ceremony or something like that?
Well, for me, I think a language is not really something that can be normalized, can be put it into habit by assignment ceremonies alone or school assignments alone. Well, for me, I don't really learn English only by school assignment, right? I use it daily so that I can get used to it, so that I can export it as a part of my life. And if you say that ceremonies or school assignments alone, they can nurture, they can maintain a whole language, I have to disagree on that. Maybe if we use ceremonies or school assignments to
Enhance.
to enhance their capabilities on such language, then I agree with that. But if we depend on ceremonies or school assignments alone, then I don't think so, because it has to be our daily habit to speak a language.
Agree, 100% agree. I think languages cannot survive only by a special occasions. We need to live spoken by that language so we can use it as our daily life. So all in all, I think it can be also effective for us to enhance, quote unquote, enhance our special languages. But if we only depend on that kind of situations, we can use it and we can understand it fully, like the native speakers. So I think that's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree on both on you, because the purpose of a language is to communicate, not only used in ceremonies or school assignments. Like if you want to study Sundanese in this school, it's not just for ceremonies or school assignments. There is Thursday Sunda, Kamis Nyunda gitu. So right here at ICMS, the teacher and the students are try to communicate in Sundanese.
But yeah, we can also all agree that in such area like urban places like Jakarta and other cities, the languages, our local languages, are kind of fading away, right? What do you think is the best way to gain our younger people attention? Like, could it be taught by music, or could it be taught by memes or digital campaigns, so that they are interested to learn our local language more?
Right. That is, I think we live and we need to understand our habit of Gen Z and the younger generations. We're more knowing and we're more related to the something that more entertainment for us. So the musics, memes, or digital campaign can be more suitable, can be more effective for us to resist the other languages. I think so. Maybe we can use. Did you know about the Sundanese beat pop, Tansi, and any other singer that they use a local language mixed with the other language, internationalized like English or maybe some kind of others international language, and I think that is kind of thing that encourage the Gen Z, and because that is easy listening, I do remember each of the words.
It's catchy, right?
It's catchy, and for that I need to know what is the translate of the lyric itself, and from that I know what the song talking about, and I think that is also the way for me to revive our local languages.
Yeah, I agree that to revive our interest in local language, we can use it on entertainment platforms like through music, memes, or digital campaigns, because people nowadays are easily to learn language from
Other country.
Yes, from other country, to make it fun to study. So yeah, how about you, Anggia?
Well, for me, I myself relate to the digital campaigns and also music because I, for one, I didn't think that maybe Sundanese song would be very catchy or Sundanese song would be cool, perceived as cool, but on TikTok, there's a trend, if you guys know, Jedag Jedug, JJ, and there are trends where they use our local songs, like, if you know, Runtah, like that. And I think maybe because they are the trend, like JJ trend, people are seeing it as cool, and people tend to learn the song more. They want to know about
Another song.
another song, or even the meaning of the song. And I think there are trends too, where it's not only for our younger people, for Indonesian younger people. There are also people from other countries that are interested in our local language because of a trend. If you know, there is a famous singer from Java, Nikan Sandri, and people from other countries are interested in her because of a trend in TikTok. So I think digital campaigns and music, I have experienced it like by myself, and I see how it can be very impactful to the others, not only for younger generation in Indonesia, but also for people in another country. Yeah.
Okay, I think there is also taking part of our government to always maintain our local language. Like maybe we can't use it as our language subject. But I think related to you guys, our opinion before, if the government require a local language subjects again, I think it should be more encouraging. Not only talking about grammars, not only talking about how the language's basics form, basics rules, but also how we can use it as a daily conversations, and maybe using a storytelling, or maybe the suitable with the digital campaigns and something like that.
Yeah, I also think that if the governments were to require a local language as a subject again, it is back to our initial topic where the ceremonies and also school assignment doesn't really wasn't really impactful for keeping our local language as something that are in daily conversation, right? And I think the government should not really be too narrow-sighted to inquire a local language as a subject, but to encourage the whole society, the whole people to speak it. And I think it also came back to the digital campaigns and music. That's where the people are initially related to. They relate to music and digital campaigns more than when they are being forced to speak the Sundanese language through school assignments. What about you?
Yeah, I agree that if the government require local language as a subject, again, it's not only about reading and writing, but also listening and speaking. So the students, the teacher, and the environment is commonly to use local language in their area, like that.
I think a quick question from me. Do you want to teach your future kids talking about your local languages, but maybe you're not fully understand what Padangese or Japanese, right? And would you want your future kids to know about that languages?
Of course. Me personally, I want to learn more about Padangese and Japanese because I didn't fully understand about it. But I want my future kids to know about Padangese and Japanese because, however, it's their mother language, and I want to teach it to them.
What about Anggia?
Yeah, I think speaking many languages, as I said before, is some kind of pride for me. And it's not only for English or for language from another country, but also for like local language. And there's no shame on speaking local language, as it is one of our mother's tongue. And I think it's some kind of, what do you call it?
Identity.
Yeah, identity. It's some kind of identity that we can pass on our child so they can speak our local language. And that is also one of the things that nurture our local language so they can keep going on and on and on. It's not really that the teachers taught them at school. It's how the parents speak to them from the day they were born, right? It's a habit since they were a child. We have to pass them on since they were a child. Either it's a local language, main language, Indonesian, or even English and other languages. What about you, Karika?
Definitely, I want to teach my future kids about my local tongue, because I want them to feel rooted where they came from. Even I don't have any Sundanese blood. I want them to know about the Sundanese, also Palembang, also any other culture from my family, so they can be a part of this country, be a part of this environment, so they can feel proud when they out of these situations, I think.
Talking about language shifting, is this shift inevitable, or can we still save our linguistic diversity? What do you guys think?
I think it's not really a whole shift. Like even in Indonesia, even for me, I can still speak Sundanese, I can still speak Indonesian, I can still speak English, and I even learn other languages. It's not really a shifting where I mainly speak Indonesian and then I stop speaking Indonesian fully and I just speak English. No, it's not really like that. I remember our local language, I remember our national language, I remember other languages from other countries. And it is a part of me, and it's not really inevitable. The shift is not really inevitable as a whole shifting progress. It's just a mixing for me. It's a mix. I can speak local language, Sundanese, I can speak Indonesian, I can speak English, and it is a diversity of our linguistic identity, and it is our pride. That's where I learned it, and I achieve it. I learn all those languages, not to use them one by one and forgot them all as a whole. I just use it like where I need them to be used.
Right.
What about you, Karika?
I think the shift is inevitable, but we can still save our linguistic diversity. But only if we start now, because I think language needs attentions and needs also intentions. So maybe we know that Sundanese have different kind of languages, like from the most formal one, the most casual one, and we need to know about how we can speak in our elders, to our younger one, and something like that. And I think that is also the shiftings, because the right now generations, we can use it fully understand about the formal one maybe right now, and that is also the example of the shifting. We can we still can save that kind of example if we start now, if we also learned and give that kind of learn to our younger generations.
Yeah, of course, like we can save our linguistic diversity, because we now generation is have to adapt for multilingualism, because it depends to who we want to talk, who we want to communicate. We have to know about our local language, our bahasa, and others language, so we can communicate with many people.
Yeah.
That.
Okay, I think from our conversations, we know that languages needs both our personal responsibility and collective one. We as personal, we need to practice it daily, right? We need to know, we need to understand. While the collective one needs to also give the good environment to also know and support the individually effort.
Yeah, I also agree. It's not really a personal or collective responsibility. It's as a whole, we need to we need to nurture our language, local language, by working together. It's not really my responsibility. I'm sorry. It's not really my responsibility to speak it by myself. I also need someone to speak it too, and it's not really a collective responsibility where other people speak it, but I don't really care about it just because I don't understand it. It's where the environment it requires not only a person but also a community to do it together. What about you, Hammam?
Yeah, I agree with it because it's of course it's our personal responsibility because it's about our identity, and we have to maintain our local language, but we can't do it alone. Like you said, we have to communicate with our community, with someone we talk like that.
Yeah.
How about you, Rika?
Yeah, as I said before, I think it's not only talking about the personal and collective one, because as personal, we need to practice in daily, right? We need to also give an effort to always practice it. But also the collective one need to also give a supportive environment for us to talking in that specific languages. And I think to end our discussion today in this podcast, do you think if our heritage survive if our language disappears?
Okay, so does heritage survive if our local language disappear? I think a heritage alone doesn't really mean a language as a whole. The heritage, it can also be a monument, it can also be clothes, it can also be foods maybe. However, language is also one of the parts of the heritage. If a language disappears, maybe the whole heritage will not be disappearing, because we can still see maybe the houses, Sundanese houses, Padang houses, Minang houses, but we cannot really feel the interconnectedness to those monuments, to those foods, because one of the essentials part of the culture, which is the language, is missing. So it's not really something that can destroy a heritage as a whole. It cannot really disappear as a whole. However, the interconnectedness, the emotional attachment to it maybe will be disappearing because one of the part of the heritage and the essential of the heritage is the language is missing.
Right. I think the heritage is not loose, or it can still be survived, but it will be incomplete.
Yeah.
Because the language is the soul of the heritage itself.
Yes.
We cannot really connect it to the monument. We cannot fully connect it and can be understood to ourselves about maybe the foods and something like that if we cannot also understand the languages. So I think it's also connected, but it's not will be fully losing the heritage, but it will be just incomplete.
Yeah. Of course, the heritage will survive if language disappears, like bahasa Sanskerta. Yeah, we are not using it right now, but the monument, the language, the words are used by us to for ceremonial or like that. But heritage is not only about language. It's about food. It's about tradition. It's about anything. Yeah.
Okay, I think to sum up our discussions, I believe that language don't die suddenly. They fading when people stop talking about it.
Yeah.
So that is also our responsibility, the younger generation. This is our responsibility to always maintain and balance the languages. We need to also still use our local, but also we need to adapt to international languages. What about you, Anggi? Maybe your closing statement.
Yeah, as a summary, I think local languages, they are there so that we can nurture it, so that we can maintain it and speak it in daily lives. And I also get that we are in a very fast and globalized world. There are languages from other countries that came into our culture, and we are forced to adapt to them fastly. However, we also need to remember that we have our own identity. Like even in Indonesia, we are Indonesian person, but we still have layers. We still have identities aside from being Indonesian. We are Sundanese, we are Padang, we are Palembangese, and yeah, I think we need to remember our root and we need to maintain them and balance them. But even with while nurturing our local language, we still have to keep up with the globalization.
Oh.
And I think the whole language thingy is not really something that can be underestimated, as we said before, because if a language disappear, we will lose our interconnectedness. We will lose our emotional attachment to the whole culture itself. Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's our discussion about language shift. Are we losing our local languages? Thank you, Miss Rika, Miss Anggi, for coming to our special episode. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
See you again.
Bye bye.